I'm on a mission. All I have is one lead, Dorothy, a nun who lives deep in the rainforest. I'd heard about her work, so wrote to her, and she has invited me to see for myself. All I have to do is find her. And this is sort of the last safe port of call before I go, well, I don't know where I'm going. I just know that I'm meeting Dorothy, who's a nun. So excited, I think Dorothy's finally here.
Como vai? Are you Sam?
I am.
Oh!
Big Brazilian hook, yeah?
I brought you a rose.
Thank you very much.
My favorite part of the whole film is she just is so joyful and so happy to see him and to welcome him. And I just imagine her being that way with all of us, with our students. Part of learning about Sister Dorothy is they watch the video, and it really makes Dorothy come alive for these students.
We have many magnificent animals, birds. We desire that the future generations have a chance to know about these.
She's always been someone I looked up to since freshman year. The way she carried out her mission is inspiring to how I can help the poor, help the environment, because she so selflessly did so.
Dorothy had got us up early that morning to avoid the logging traffic. She had to take us down part of the Trans-Amazonica, the Trans-Amazon Highway. It stretches over 2,000 kilometres across the Amazon basin.
Are they watching for us?
She told me about the massive problem of illegal logging. I could see huge logs out the window, just lying by the roadside, and knew this was what her fight was about. Just come to a village in the heart of the Amazon. It's not on the map. It's not on any map. These people are migrant peasants, poor and powerless. They've moved many times, clearing forest, planting crops, and finally forced to leave when the soil dies. Hello, John Lennon. And these are Dorothy's friends.
What she was teaching the people in the Amazon was sustainable farming that she had learned from her dad. With 9 children, they survived with their garden, and all of the children had to help with the garden. And she loved the earth from the time she was small.
They have shorter trees in here that don't grow as fast as mahogany, so this will be a diversified area of bringing back new life to a land that was lost. And it is possible. We can renew the forest. Let's do it.
I was a year ahead of her at Julian, and when I was a senior, I told her I was going to enter the convent down here in Reading. And she said to me, well, if you think you're going down there by yourself, you're sadly mistaken. The list of the missions came out. So we ended up going on the same plane from here to Brazil.
It certainly reveals that we were having a good time.
She always loved to party. You can see here, she's having a good time.
I didn't know Sister Dorothy before I got to Brazil. Most of the time she wasn't there.
Most of the time she was in the interior.
And Dot would go off. That's when I learned that you can't just sit in a house and read and say, this is what we're going to do. You got to get out there. Now, Dot had opened the way, so what our job was going to be was to continue it.
Dorothy established this village as a chance for them to settle, to gain a little security, and at the same time protect the forest from the logging companies. In the face of constant threats from armed men trying to evict them, she knows they need strength. She tries to inspire this.
Esse é acampamento neste momento ou é assentamento? Vocês estão já tirando o suficiente para sobreviver aqui?
She was so passionate and is making such a difference here.
She was heavily involved in developing schools, developing unions, I respect her, I admire her, and I'm honored that she's my sister. Within a day or two, that could be a school. She was involved in the development of 30 schools.
Very often the landowners tore down the schools. You don't want anybody to be educated, because then you know what you don't have. And that's when we began to be the enemies of the wealthy.
These big farmers see it as a way to have cheap cattle grass. They can cut down thousands of hectares of this and burn it off, and they can raise thousands of head of cattle. And you can see that there's no canopy of the forest left.
She had a price on her head.
We knew she was on a death list. She knew she was on a death list.
All the sisters were begging her to leave.
I said, Dot, please be careful.
And she said, I can't flee.
She always said, they have no voice. If they try to talk, they'll get killed. I am free to speak for them, and that's what I will do. If I have to give my life, I'll give it.
The phone rings. She screams, "It can't be!"
He was pointing the revolver, and she held up the Bible, and she said, "This is my weapon." And she started to read the Beatitudes. And they said when she got to, "Blessed are the peacemakers, they will be called the children of God," that's when he shot her.
The body of Dot was still in the interior because it was raining so hard. They couldn't bring her out. Some of the leaders said, "Everybody go to the morgue." This crowd is filled with people, all kinds. We're all there waiting. And all of a sudden they said, "Here she comes, here she comes." And then the people start chanting, "Dorothy lives for," I can hardly say it myself, "Dorothy lives forever and ever and ever." And that's what the people were chanting and chanting as this car came with the muddy body of Dot. So I went up, and they kind of smeared off some of the mud and all of that. But do you know that when I saw her, she had a smile on her face. And to this day, I can never say Dot died, but that Dot lives forever and ever and ever.
A luta continue. Viva Irmã Dorothy!
Joined to the Spirit of God, how much does Dorothy's Spirit live on in us, with us, and for us today?
Be glad and rejoice, for your reward is great in heaven.
At a 20th anniversary memorial mass in Cincinnati, Sister Dorothy's courage is remembered.
I know they want to kill me, but I will not go away.
Her spirit lives on in the books people write about her, and she's even inspired an opera, The Angel of the Amazon. A pilgrimage tour in Dayton of Sister Dorothy's life includes her star on the Walk of Fame.
Sister Dorothy and all martyrs, pray for our courage to respond to the needs of our day and time.
She has an historical marker at her high school, and the church she attended growing up displays her grade card. She is honored in the green burial section of this Dayton cemetery. But Sister Dorothy isn't really buried, she's planted, and her seeds continue to grow.
I have a framed picture of Sister Dorothy right next to my computer monitor. And I look at it every day when I first come to work, and I just think, what would Dorothy want me to do today? And I've just always been inspired by her. So when I heard about this relic being taken to Rome, I had said to my principal, wouldn't it be incredible if we could take students?
60 Mount Notre Dame students wrote essays about Sister Dorothy for the chance to be one of the 12 selected to go to Rome with her relics.
Attending the ceremony about Sister Dorothy, it was really inspiring and kind of life-changing in a way too.
Her relics will be forever on display in this Roman chapel honoring martyrs.
That trip really left a mark on me. I'm like a little seed of hers. I was born on the day that she died, and I hope to carry out what she's done, even if it's not going to be on such a big scale, just a little bit, just so I can plant my own seed in a way that she has. I think we're all seeds of Dorothy, especially once you hear her story.
Good and gracious God, today we remember the life and legacy of Sister Dorothy Stang. For her spirit lives on in all who work for justice. Bless these students who share their projects today.
For our project, we decided to make a homegrown national park on CJ's campus.
This garden is to serve a long-lasting reminder of the importance of caring for our planet, just as Sister Dorothy did.
There's about 700,000 miles of U.S. waterways that are polluted in some sort of way.
Our plan is to pick up trash along either side of the river by Carillon Park.
Deforestation is forest loss that never recovers and never regrows. Sister Dorothy Stang, CJ alum, also was a very valuable resource.
This student group decided to teach the importance of trees to preschoolers.
You want to pick one out? What kind of animals do you guys think need trees?
It's squirrels.
Squirrels? Yeah. They climb up the trees.
The guys who killed her thought by killing her, then they could go out and take this land. But it didn't work that way. And the whole town, everybody was having funerals for Dot. And they always ended it by saying, and Dorothy lives forever and ever and ever. She brought us all together, and we continue to fight to get land for all people and not just for the rich.
Our people live very simply and happily without having so many things. So we have to learn to have the necessary things of life and not ask ourselves, what do we want, but what do I need?